I am so thankful that you are here tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure this workshop is ultimately something that's going to change and transform your life forever. So I love to interact with people. I love to help people. So if you have any questions, there is a Q&A box. Put your questions in the Q&A box, and at the end of this webinar, I'll go ahead and answer any and all questions that you have. If you have any comments throughout the webinar, use that chat box. We have it open and able to use now. So put comments in there, leave a comment. You can raise your hand throughout, put thumbs up, I think, whatever you like, okay? So I love to interact. And I just want to take a moment and congratulate you for being here tonight and really taking time out of your busy schedule to do so. I know that you are a very busy woman. You have a lot on your plate, and you also have some health issues going on. So I'm glad that you took the time to be here tonight. The fact that you're here tells me a few things, okay? It tells me that you may desire clear skin, normal periods, to lose weight, maybe even boost your fertility. You may want to just take control of your health back so that you can get back to the things that are important in life. Maybe you don't feel like your old self anymore and you want to get back to your old self again and just feel good. Maybe you want to feel confident when you put your clothes on and not have to go in the closet and pick and choose and decide what you're going to wear today, but put on your clothes and feel good. Maybe your health is declining right now and you know that the traditional routes, they're simply not working, and you fear where things may head if your health does not improve. So let's just start at the beginning of this webinar, who this is not for, okay? This is not for anyone who's attached to their illness, meaning you don't really want to get well. This is not for people that want a quick fix rather than lasting results. It's not for people who are not coachable, do not want to learn, do not want to take action, and are not willing to invest in themselves. So here's my big promise. So today I'm going to share with you what's possible if you remove the blind spots that are really preventing you from truly feeling great, having tons of energy, and eliminating the imbalances that are interfering with your life. So we're going to cover the 3 underlying causes of why your hormones are out of whack, what to do, and how to get your life back on track, okay? And I'm going to share stories of women who were once just like you. So if you stay until the end, okay, there are some fabulous bonuses for all attendees. There's also going to be an opportunity to work with me at a discounted price. And overall, you're just going to learn, okay? You're going to learn the truth about what gives you long-term sustainable results, because you do not want to miss a thing, okay? So stay all the way to the end, and because you do not want to be another statistic walking into the doctor's office that's just another number, or goes in, leaves out more confused than when you went in, or is just given another drug to mask the symptoms in the first place, okay? So this presentation is absolutely something that's going to change your life, and today is the day to do it. No more excuses. You do not want to miss a thing. So who am I? I'm Dr. Alicia Newsome, okay? So doctor turned health and success coach, international speaker. I'm an author of my own scientific research, consultant to many of the top research companies in the nation in medicine, women's health, and cancer. I'm a functional medicine practitioner. So what does that mean? It means that I went back to school, got extra schooling so that I could get to the root cause of your health issues. I'm also the owner of Body Wellness Institute, which is home of Powerful and Healthy Academy. And what I do is I help women find out exactly what's going on inside their bodies and resolve their health issues without the use of drugs or surgery. I remove the mystery and the confusion while providing guidance, accountability, and a roadmap to losing weight, balancing hormones, getting pregnant if you'd like, or just increasing your energy so you're able to get more done in less time. So this is Venetia. So she says Dr. Alicia is very knowledgeable and professional. She's honest and compassionate with so much information out there. I was delighted to know that I found someone who was very thorough and explained everything. I had so many questions and I'm thankful for her patience with me. How many of you guys have so many questions, and when you Google things, you're just even more overwhelmed by the information out there? You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do with it in your health. I see your hand, Faye. I see those hands going up. Absolutely. You get lost in the information that's out there. Well, I am here to help you, okay? And I'm here to help clear out the confusion. This is Natalia. So Natalia, what I love about her testimonial here is that She says Dr. Alicia is amazing. She has a passion for finding the root cause and looking where most doctors don't. She's kind and considerate. Dr. Alicia taught me that all the weird things that my body does are totally normal. I don't feel self-conscious anymore. So how many of you you need some of that? Like, you don't want to feel self-conscious anymore and you want to feel good in your journey. Yes, I see those hands going up. All right, so this is Dr. LaBentria Ford. Let's see if the sound will work. It's not. All right, let's see.
Hello, I'm Dr. LaBentria, owner of the Culminating Experience. I wanted to take an opportunity to express to you how awesome and amazing Dr. Alicia is. She is more than a motivational speaker. She is an experience. She's dedicated. She's passionate. She's thought-provoking. She's attuned. She has a wonderful way of going out of her way to be wonderful. She possesses the unique ability to take any topic that is complex and break it down in such a way that even a preschool student would understand it and be able to explain it to someone else. Dr. Alicia has been a joy to work with. She is definitely motivated, inspired, and uplifts us. She has pushed us to our greatest success level. In my opinion, there's no greater success enabler than Dr. Alicia. If you would like to live at your highest calling and be successful in doing that, Dr. Alicia is an experience that you do not want to miss. Thank you again, Dr. Alicia, for all that you have done for us, for motivating us, uplifting us, and inspiring us. And because of you, we can now live our highest calling and encourage others to do the same.
Hello, my name is Melissa Mitchell, and I first met Dr. Alicia after attending a women's healing retreat in the Dominican Republic. And I was so inspired by the way she is able to just take really deep concepts and make them understandable for people like myself who don't have a degree in medicine and don't have any kind of doctoral background. And so it's just been wonderful to have that kind of insight and guidance, and she's definitely a beautiful soul. So I appreciate everything that she brings to the table and highly recommend you seek her out for whatever needs you may have related to medicine.
I'm always so humbled when I hear these testimonials, because for me, things were not always this way. So as a child, I had broken bones, ear infections, colds, all those types of things, always given antibiotics and different medications for the issues that I had. I grew up, I had cystic acne, so the painful acne that's in your skin, big, like huge, almost look like sores all over my face. Doctor put me on birth control and put me on birth control to be able to regulate my hormones or do whatever. That was what I was given. Also injections in my skin. And then later on, I had asthma. So I ran track in high school, had to stop because of asthma attacks and things like that. Same thing in college, went to a D1 college, asthma was really acting up. And then I went on depression medications, diagnosed with depression, fibromyalgia, all types of things. I had headaches, back pains. This is where the weight gain really began for me. And later on, diagnosed with PCOS, had miscarriages, things like that. But fast forward a few years, I was in private practice and really I felt trapped. I loved working with my patients. I loved what I was doing, but I was completely wiped out. I was also in the middle of trying to leave a really bad marriage. I had just had 2 babies back to back. That did a lot to my body. And then I had just filed bankruptcy. So basically I was like a bankrupt single mom. I didn't have any family nearby. I was moody, depressed, anxious, just really trying to survive. I would go to my friend's house with my kids in tow, kids running around doing whatever, and I would be asleep on the couch. I was exhausted. By the time the middle of the day came, normally I would be passed out somewhere, and no way I was making it into the evenings. And I just had so many health issues that were really stopping me from taking the next steps in my business, from being a good mother, from just feeling good in my clothes, and really had little to no information out there on how to resolve these issues. I'd see other doctors, but they just give me different things for symptom relief and offer medications and things like that. And I really felt trapped. And I hit this point where I needed a change in my life. I needed a miracle. That I hit that point of just being done. Have you ever had those moments where you just feel completely defeated, where you're crying in the shower, you're crying on the floor? That was me at that point in time, like completely done. And I knew that there had to be an answer. And what I did was I hired divorce coaches, financial coaches, health coaches. Really, I went back to school. I had already spent $250,000 getting my doctorate, and then spent thousands more dollars investing in my education and coaches and different things, studying days and nights so that I could increase my knowledge and really understand what was going on with my body, so that I could heal my body, but also so that I could be powerful in all areas of my life. And I really figured out a way to live in a way that's empowered, so that the people in my life are empowered, my kids are thriving, my businesses are thriving, and really get my health in a good place. And I really learned that there's no investment better than the one that I can make in myself, because ultimately it helps everyone. So what did I discover? I discovered a holistic approach that really uncovered the dysregulation in my gut, imbalances in my brain and hormones that had affected my weight. Toxins had accumulated in my body, creating inflammation, which decreased my energy, my ability to focus and feel sane. So I found the root cause to my exhaustion, my brain fog, my depression. I learned how to reset my hormones so that I can feel balanced all month long. I learned how to heal from the medications that I had taken. They had depleted my body of vital nutrients. I set boundaries in relationships where I wasn't saying no and doing way too much. And I really learned how to invest in myself and start putting myself first so that I can actually help others from a full cup. And I learned how to lose weight and keep it off naturally in a way that really makes sense and can be easily maintained. So I went from being exhausted all the time, hormones out of whack, unable to lose weight and keep it off, being a divorced, bankrupt, single mom. And now my headaches are gone, my energy's up all day long, my cycles are normal. When I'm ready to have another baby, my body's ready. And I've been able to keep the weight off. My skin is clear. I am truly happy. And I think with ease, I have tons of mental clarity. I've built multiple six-figure businesses because of the upgrades and the increase in my brain function and my energy. And this has allowed me to pay off massive amounts of debt and save for the future. I spent the last several years traveling the world and speaking and consulting, and even called in during the pandemic and everything that was going on then. Now I'm happily remarried to the man of my dreams. My kids are thriving. My hormones and my mood are balanced all month long. My body is able to move with ease and without pain. So you might be thinking, great for you, but I'm stuck on all these medications. You may have just gone to the doctor and the doctor gave you more medications to take. You may be thinking, I'm overweight, I've been overweight, and you've done every dieting program out there. Maybe just thinking, this is the way the women in my family are. I'm overweight, my mother's overweight, my grandmother, my sister. You may think that your health issues are just a part of you getting old, or you may be thinking you don't have the educational background I have, or you don't know where to start, or don't have the time. And I want you to know that you are not broken, okay? You may be thinking that. You may be thinking something's wrong with you. And I want you to know that none of this is true, and that today is the day for you to take action on your brighter future. So there's 3 keys to success. You must be coachable and willing to take action. You must focus on progress. You don't need to be perfect, so no perfectionists allowed in here. And then you must commit to never letting yourself doubt stop you from having what you really want. All right, I was getting a little sign over here on my slides. All right, so these 3 things, okay? These are the 3 things that you need, okay? You can absolutely do this, okay? Even if you've tried and you failed, as long as you have these 3 traits, you can do this, all right? So I just want you to take a moment and I want you to imagine what life will be like when you have the ability to remember and to focus and to get more done in less time. As a female entrepreneur or as a mother or wife, you're more creative, more innovative, a better leader, a better friend, a better parent or spouse, because the people in your life can count on you. And they can count on you to show up and to have energy. Imagine what it's like when you're able to go in your closet and put on clothes and you feel good in what you're putting on. Or imagine what it's like to start dating again and go out there and date, or date the one that you're with. Imagine what it's like when you look in the mirror and your skin's cleared up, you feel balanced emotionally, you're getting rest, you have peace, you're more productive, you're making more money, you are more of a leader, more successful, more admired by your peers, and just more of a leader overall. So I have this slide here, and this slide here has a picture of a woman looking under the hood of her car. So we've all experienced the check engine light coming on. Well, I know that I've experienced this for sure. Check engine light comes on. Oh no, okay, there's something wrong with my car. I've got to go get it checked out. So imagine if the check engine light came on in your car, and when you took it to the mechanic saw the check engine light and then came out and said, oh, well, we have these new stickers here. And what you do with this sticker is you just put it right over that check engine light. A lot of people love our stickers. They have nice motivational quotes on them. When you look at them, you feel really good. You just put it right over that check engine light, and you won't have to worry about that thing at all anymore. That would be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy for your mechanic to look under, not even look underneath the hood, not even look where you need to look, and just come out with something that's going to cover up the check engine light. That check engine light is a warning sign going off in your body. And a lot of times doctors do that. They just hand you a prescription or offer you a surgery or something that's just going to deal with your symptoms, which is that check engine light going off. The symptoms that you're feeling, those are the check engine lights. And for what I do, because I know that symptoms, they are letting us know there's something else going on in your body, okay? So the reasons why you're here: brain fog, low energy, headaches, trouble sleeping at night, moodiness, depression, trouble losing weight, trouble putting on weight, lack of clarity, low libido, any of these issues right here, intense food cravings, these are all symptoms of a greater issue. And what I do is I deal with the root cause. So I don't pass out Band-Aids, I don't give stickers, I don't cover up check engine lights. I pay attention to these warning signs that are going off in your body so that you can actually heal and do diagnostic testing to figure out what's going on with your body. And we have to be really careful here, especially for those of us that really like natural health care and alternative methods, because there's different things that you could give someone, you know, low energy, B12 or sleep issues, take some melatonin or some tryptophan, depression, take some kava, different things like that. But we have to be careful in providing natural remedies. It can be very tempting, but if it does not address the root cause of why is that symptom there in the first place, then it's just masking the symptoms. And that's not what I do. So tonight we're going to talk about 3 areas, okay? 3 underlying areas that you must look at when you're wanting to balance your hormones, okay? So the first area, and we're going to talk about this in a way that you may not have seen or heard before, okay? We're going to talk about the 3 areas that need to be addressed for hormone balance. And that's whether you're wanting to lose weight, you got bad periods, infertility, trouble sleeping, low energy, you're headed into menopause, whatever's going on, okay? You've got to look at toxins, okay? So toxins come in a couple forms. There's biotoxins and then there's environmental toxins. Biotoxins can be things like mold, fungus, parasites, viruses, bacteria. Mold can be in your coffee, in your food, it can be in your environment, and then they produce their own toxins, mycotoxins, which are easily inhaled, and then they move into the bloodstream and then into the fat. And then that recirculates, creating all types of collateral damage. So they attach to receptors, so insulin receptors, leptin receptors, which tell your brain whether or not you're hungry or not. This produces all types of weight gain and issues around that area. Toxins are mycotoxins are highly inflammatory to the sinus and the lungs. They're toxic to the brain, your skin, create hair loss, deplete your body of enzymes and antioxidants. They create all types of issues around your menstrual cycle, low testosterone, so that's going to be low libido, infertility, all types of issues. Environmental toxins, so that's going to be chemicals that are in your food. It's going to be pesticides, cleaning products, endocrine disruptors. And then there's heavy metals, radiation, and pollution. So parabens, let's stop and talk about this for a moment, okay? So parabens, they are associated with insulin resistance and PCOS. 90% of the grocery items in the grocery store have parabens, and it's because they have this antimicrobial preservative quality about them, which is fine, but you don't want that in your body, okay? A study recently came out where the average person consumes 5 grams of microparticles of plastic a week, which is equivalent to a credit card. And it's really bad because what these plastics and what these things do within your body, these environmental toxins, is that they mimic estrogen and they attach to estrogen receptors. And then what that does is it creates cell division, and cell division and growth of one bad cell, that equals cancer growth within your body. So highly linked to estrogen related cancers, and there's specific pathways and things that we can look at to make sure that you're not metabolizing estrogen down those DNA damaging pathways. And it's one thing that I do with all of my clients because it's very, very important. It's important for your health. So this is Adrienne. So Adrienne came when she had brain fog, exhausted all the time, abnormal discharge, didn't know what was going on down there, and bloating. And she says, Dr. Alicia helped me relieve my gas. So she was bloated all the time. And she was having constant issues with what she thought was yeast infection. So we taught her what's normal, what's not. And I know for myself, oftentimes I would not know what was going on until I really learned to understand my body and my cycles and things like that. So able to teach her what's normal, what's not. Her issues were that she had, her estrogen levels were in imbalance, super high, and also she had some bad gut bacteria. So we were able to resolve those issues for her. And what I love about what she says here is that at the very end of her testimonial, she says a few things. So she said, I began to feel better. And I no longer look pregnant when I'm not. So how many of you guys have some bloating going on in your life? You could drink water and you bloat up, or you have some salad or different foods, and no matter what you do, you're bloated. Yes, it's an awful, awful feeling. The other thing that I love about her testimonials that she says, I have the energy to play with my kids. And that's so important. It's so important that the people in our lives, that we're able to be available for them. So there's a couple things I want to give you to take home tonight to implement into your life. These are some nice, simple things. So Epsom salt baths and lemon water. So what you do with the Epsom salt bath is, one, you probably deserve a bath and a time to just relax in general, but Epsom salt can really help increase the detoxification pathways within your body. So you can take just a cup of Epsom salt. You can even add in a cup of baking soda, some other sea salts, some nice essential oils, and just relax. So that would be good. And then morning lemon water. Morning lemon water is great for a few things, because what it does is it increases energy. So it's good for that. And it also helps get things moving in the morning as well. So it's wonderful to start your morning with a glass of warm water and then just like half a lemon or lime in there. Very, very beneficial. It is raining here. It never rains here. I live in the desert. It is raining right now. All right, so deficiencies. This is the second area, okay? So 2 of 3, all right? So deficiencies. Our cells need proper neurofiring, oxygen, and nutrients, and our hormones need this too, okay? So when you think about the nervous system, you've got your posture, which is really important. So posture, when you think about it, they say that sitting is the new smoking, okay? And it's because you weren't created to sit all day. So you've got your nervous system, which is your brain and your spinal cord, okay? So your brain, and a continuation of your brain is your spinal cord, and then out leaves all the nerves in your body that tell your brain to lift up your hand, move your muscle in move your big toe, your heart beating, your lungs moving. It's all controlled by your nervous system. And when you sit all day or you have misalignments in your spine, it puts pressure on those nerves and it decreases the communication from the brain to the rest of the body. So that's super important. Sleep. So you know you need it, and I'm not going to harp on this, but you know that you need it. And some of you may not be sleeping because your hormones are out of whack. And we really need to talk about that. We need to deal with that. Some of you are tired all day long, and then in the evening you're wired. Like you're tired still, but you're wired, and you're surfing the internet. That's your adrenals. That's cortisol pumping out when it shouldn't be pumping out. And then some of you don't even have enough cortisol to get you up and going during the day, or even in the morning, and you're dragging all day long, or when nighttime rolls around, you just pass out. Micronutrients, this is super important. This is vitamins, minerals, amino acids, antioxidants. They're all needed for hormone balance, and deficiencies in any of these areas can cause a lot of issues. Even more so, like when COVID came around, when COVID came around for my clients and even for myself, we were able to run micronutrient tests and know exactly where we were with our nutrients, and not wonder, am I deficient in zinc or vitamin D or vitamin C and things like that. So really important information to find out. And then oxygen, breathing. Are you breathing? Okay, so some of you guys just simply aren't breathing. So we're gonna take a moment and just breathe, okay? So I want you to go ahead right now and take a deep breath in. And when you get to the top of your breath, take a deep breath in for 4 seconds and then hold it for 4 seconds, okay? So deep breath in, hold, and then release. We're gonna do that again. Deep breath in, hold, and then release. And then one more time, okay? Deep breath in. Fill that chest up. Hold, and then just release. When you breathe, you want to breathe nice and deep, filling up your lungs, your chest, your belly. Fill it up. Set an alarm on your clock or on your phone to just remind yourself to breathe, to woosah. Okay, it's really, really important because all the cells in your body need oxygen, okay? So fitness. So I don't want you to get worried that I'm gonna tell you to go start working out 5 times a week or do some type of boot camp or marathon. For a lot of you guys, that's gonna be too intense. It's too hard on your body, especially if you're having like an adrenal issue. With an adrenal issue, going and doing high intensity exercise is gonna do more damage to your body than good. So really what you need is just like a long walk, a nice long 30 to 45 minute walk, not too intense. And that's gonna help your body to heal. It's also gonna help your mind. It's really, really important. Testosterone, if you have low testosterone, thinking low libido, things like that, weightlifting is really important, and really focusing on the bigger lower body muscle groups. So like your quads and your glutes and things like that. That's really helpful. Depending on what's going on with your thyroid or your estrogen levels, you would do different exercises. So it's really important that you're doing the right kind of exercises for your body and what it's needing. So toxins and deficiencies. All right, that's what we've talked about so far. 2 of 3 of the areas that you've got to look at. So I've created this chart. Don't get overwhelmed by it. I'm going to explain it, make it super simple. So you got toxins and deficiencies. They create inflammation, free radicals, oxidative stress, epigenetics. So just think inflammation, okay? Toxins and deficiencies create inflammation in the body, and then that disrupts your neurology, your immune system, and your endocrine system, which is your hormones. And anytime there's an issue going on with one, everything else is affected. Your major players are your brain, gut, and liver. And then from there, your hormones are affected. So your adrenal glands, your thyroid. So if you have your adrenal glands are pumping out too much cortisol, that's going to affect your thyroid gland, your sex hormones, your insulin levels, everything gets affected here. And then you end up with symptoms. So bad periods, moodiness, blood sugar issues, exhaustion, depression, stubborn weight. No matter what you do, you can't lose weight. You end up with all these symptoms over here, okay? That check engine light, it's going off in your body right now, okay? And you may be thinking, I know I have some of these issues going on right here. What do I do, okay? So we've got to address the toxins and deficiencies, okay? And then there's one more area that we're about to cover. All right, so this is Veronica. So after the birth of her daughter, she was really struggling with her mood, had low energy. Some days couldn't even get out of bed, went to other doctors, but really did not feel listened to. And the main thing that was going on with her was she had abnormal gut bacteria. So she had some issues going on there. And then her adrenals were completely shot. And what I love about her testimonial here is that she says, I'm incredibly grateful for her support and for her helping me get my energy back. So able to get more done in less time. And then also she says, my husband and my kids thank her too, because I'm no longer irritable and snappy. So how many of you guys have some people in your life who would appreciate if you were a little less irritable, a little less snappy, more patient, more calm? I see those hands going up. Absolutely. Yes, there's people in our lives. They need us. They need us to have the energy to be able to participate in life with us. They need us to be patient and calm. And I understand that it's hard when your hormones are not operating the way that they should and your hormones are out of whack. It's hard. All right, so the last area is mindset. Okay, so I love this area. I love psychology. This is where my bachelor's degree was in, and I really just love understanding the human mind and relationships. It's really important because stress weakens your immune system. It overactivates your adrenal glands and it disrupts your hormones. So this is why it's important, okay? So spiritually, do you have this in your life? Do you have a community? Do you have a community of people in your life? Do you have people that come alongside you and can remind you that all things are working out for your good, that your steps are ordered, that there is peace available to you that surpasses all understanding? Are there people in your life? Do you have a community of people? Do you have a personal relationship with your higher power, with God, to be able to receive that peace, to be able to receive that guidance? It's very important. And without it, life can be very stressful. Emotionally, so emotionally and relationally, these tie in very closely together, okay? So there's traumas and triggers. And some of you guys have been through some really awful things in your life. There's trauma, there's previous trauma, and there's ways that you get triggered in your day-to-day life. For me, I was in a really bad marriage and I had to deal with my part. That was really important. Somebody came along and, you know, sometimes you can have your whole rap sheet, like he's done this and he's that, and he's done all these terrible things, and we can get everybody around us to co-sign and agree with us. But if we don't deal with our 3%, it may just be 3%. It might not be a whole 50%. But if we don't deal with our 3%, then what we do is we leave out of that relationship and we co-create the same toxic dynamics with the next person. And that's what I didn't want to do. So I had to deal with my part and learn to set boundaries and speak up and say what I needed so that I could manifest and have the wonderful husband that I have now. And I also had to go back and recreate a better relationship with my former spouse so that there's healthy dynamics for my kids, and really be able to leave that relationship in the past, because it wasn't all him. There were men before him. There were other relationships. There was trauma. There was things that happened to me before he even came along that I really had to heal from. And some of you guys are struggling from past hangups. Maybe you slept with a married man. Maybe you ran up credit cards. Maybe you had a baby out of wedlock, or maybe you don't have any problems at all. But either way, you can heal and you can overcome these so that the people in your life, they're not dealing with everything that came before you. And you can really be present and show up for the relationships in your life. And then this last area, relationship, is just, do you have supportive families, friends, significant others? Do you have these people in your life? And, you know, I was always taught that, you know, that's your auntie, or that's your brother, or that's your cousin, and we got to just keep people in our lives because they're family. But sometimes we've got to create a little space. And sometimes we've got to create a little distance because it's my time to heal. It's my time to be able to take care of myself. And this relationship over here is pretty toxic and it brings a lot of stress into my life. And sometimes it's okay to take that space, and it may just be for a short period of time, or it may be for forever. It may be a long period of time, and that's okay. And then work. So some of you guys have jobs that it is time to leave. And you need to leave responsibly, but really begin to create that escape plan so that you can live in your purpose and you can wake up every day and do something that you absolutely love. So according to New York Americans Institute of Stress, 90% of all American adults experience high levels of stress 1 to 2 times a week, and a quarter of all American adults are subject to crushing levels of stress nearly every single day. And it results in all types of unhealthy coping patterns. So going for the sugar, the carbs, the caffeine, the nicotine, alcohol, drugs, overspending, those shopping sprees there, overworking, procrastination. There really seems to be no end to the unhealthy ways people can cope. And these only add to the problems. And remember, stress weakens your immune system. That's why it's so important to eliminate it from our lives. So back to the chart here, toxins, deficiencies, and stress create inflammation in the body that disrupts your hormones, your neurology, and your immune system. They're all three very tightly connected because your brain, gut, and liver get affected. And then your hormones, all these organs here produce different hormones in your body. Your adrenals produce your cortisol, your thyroid produces T3, T4, your ovaries produce all your sex hormones. And then your pancreas is going to produce insulin, which is really important for blood sugar regulation and all types of things. So when these things are out of whack, it creates symptoms within your body. Again, that check engine light going off, the reason why you're here, whether that's bad periods or headaches or bloating or stubborn weight. And then some of you guys have already made it over here into this disease section, okay? So now you're here, and I put a label here. I see those hands going up. I see you, absolutely. The reason why I put this dis-ease here is because there's hope for you, okay? So instead of you having a dis-ease, your body is no longer at ease, okay? It's in dis-ease, okay? And that's all a disease is in our medical community, in our medical world, is it's just a label given to a bunch of symptoms, and now you can give a drug for it or provide a surgery and bill insurance. So that's why it's there. And then guess what? Once you get to this end stage and they're able to label you with the disease, guess what you get? It's a one size fits all approach. PCOS and heavy periods, they give you the pill. Depression, they give you medication. Anxiety, they give you medication. Diabetes, they give you medication. Fibroids, they're going to try to give you an IUD or something like that, and eventually surgery. And then when the fibroids come back, they're going to give you surgery again. And then when they come back again, they're going to say, oh, time to take your uterus. And it's because these things from the beginning were never being dealt with. The reason, how did you get over here to this disease state? What's going on with these symptoms? Why are they here? So what we call this in medicine, this toxins, deficiencies, and stress, we call that an allostatic load. So let me give you an example of what an allostatic load is and how it can apply to you, okay? So imagine that you're going up a mountain, and while you're going up that mountain, you got a book bag on your back. You're climbing up this mountain, and then here comes some mold. It's a big boulder. Put it in your book bag. All right, now some more biotoxins, micronutrient deficiencies. You don't have enough vitamin C or vitamin D in your body. A toxic relationship, breathing, you're not breathing. We're putting all of these different loads, these stressors in your body. And then of course, you end up with inflammation in your body, all these symptoms and issues. So what I do is I come along and I help you pull out the toxins, pull out the address the deficiencies, address the stress in the life so that you can be free, so that you can feel good, so that you can know, okay, I feel good now that I don't have this big heavy weight on my back of toxins and deficiency and stress going on, and all of my symptoms are now alleviated. So that's what I'm here for, to help you with that. This is really, I'm very passionate about this. And even when we go back to this slide, it's really where I differentiate myself. A lot of doctors can help you with toxins and deficiencies, but stress is really important. And we can spend all day addressing toxins and deficiencies, but if we do not address stress, it will absolutely kill you. So 50% of the time, the first sign of a heart attack is the heart attack. The other 50% of the time, there's beginning signs. So that check engine light going off in the car, that's literally the medical word for it, beginnings. That check engine light going off in the car or in your body, letting you know there's something wrong. So half of the time you get that, half of the time you just have the heart attack, and half of those people died from the heart attack, okay? And I'm very passionate about this because this is the way my grandparents, my friends, my aunties, my uncles, these are the people that in my life, this is the way that they die. They're here one day and then they're gone the next, and they've left me much too soon. Heart disease has been shown to start in our youth 20 to 40 years before it's diagnosed. So before you get over here, before they label you with the disease, 20 to 40 years. And this is what's been shown to start. Cancer has been shown to start 15 to 20 years before it's diagnosed. Alzheimer's has been shown to start 30 to 50 years before it's diagnosed. Diabetes can start as pre-diabetes years before it's diagnosed. And right now, 88 million Americans, 1 in 3 American adults have pre-diabetes, and 84% of them don't even know it. 2,300 people die from heart disease every day. That's one person every 38 seconds. This webinar has been going on since I turned on these slides for 41 minutes. One person every 38 seconds dies of heart disease. And right now, a quarter of our kids, 1 in 4 kids ages 17 to 24, are too obese to join the United States military. So the reason why I get really bothered by this is because 1 in 2 Americans will be diagnosed with cancer, and 1 in 3 of them will die from it. Their out-of-pocket expense will often average over $150,000, and medical bills are the #1 reason for bankruptcy in the United States. However, 75% of the people that file for that reason have health insurance. So let's backtrack a little bit and let's look at what Medicare has to say about this, okay? So Medicare sets the standards for your health insurance if you have health insurance, okay? So that could be Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, whoever you have. Medicare sets those standards and sets those guidelines. And this is what Medicare says: a treatment plan that seeks to prevent disease, promote health, and prolong and enhance the quality of life, or a therapy that is performed to maintain or prevent deterioration of a chronic medical condition is deemed not medically necessary. So let me repeat that for those in the back that did not hear that. A treatment plan that seeks to prevent disease, promote health, and prolong and enhance the quality of your life, of my life, is deemed not medically necessary. So sometimes we got to write the check and do what's got to be done so that we can have the health that we want, okay? Because the government and health insurance is not going to do it for us, okay? So we have to do that for ourselves. So here are some stress busters, okay? I want you to go ahead and pick one thing from this list and then put it in the chat of something that you're going to implement in this week, okay? So remember, stress weakens your immune system. It sends your adrenal glands into overdrive and it disrupts your hormones, okay? Meditation. Meditation is really important. It's whether you call it meditation, visualization, morning devotions, prayer. It's important. It's a time to be still. It's a time to allow calmness and peace to be able to come in, to be able to really connect to your higher power, to just allow light and love to come in, to receive that peace that surpasses understanding, to receive that guidance. And one thing that I always struggled with was implementing this into my life every single day. I'd always try like some kind of 21-day challenge, or when I was a kid, I was trying to do my devotions and I could never stay consistent with it. And then I read this book by James Clear, and it's called Atomic Habits. And it talks about how to create powerful habits and also how to break bad habits. And one thing that he talks about in there is habit stacking. So what you do is take any habit that you have in your life. So for me, I have the habit of I wake up and then I roll over, and my bad habit is I roll over and I grab my phone. And then that can just take me all kinds of places in the morning, start my day off. Not good, okay? So I want to break this bad habit. So what I do is I create some space between me and the habit that I want to break. So just take my phone and I put it underneath the bed or across the room to charge it overnight. Therefore, it's not the first thing that I can grab in the morning. Instead, I go back and I habit stack. I wake up in the morning, I roll over, and then I grab my planner, okay? And that's because inside my planner, I have my vision board. So I travel with it. I have it with me all the time. My vision board of everything that I want to create in my life. In here, there's also questions that I ask myself. What am I happy about right now in life? What am I excited about? Whom do I love in my life? Just all types of questions that get me into a really good space. I'm able to pray. I'm able to meditate. I'm able to look at my day and just really get started in a really positive way. And then from there, I go exercise. And if you're wanting to exercise, implement that into your life. Sometimes it can be easy as just putting your clothes out in front of you. So when you get home from work, you see them right there. If you're trying to take some supplements, make them in a visible place. So just like the phone, I want to remove it, put some distance between me and the bad habit. The good habit, go ahead and put it close to me. All right. So setting boundaries. So it may be time to learn to exercise that muscle of boundaries. Okay. This is a muscle that you've got to build. Okay. You get to say how your time, energy, resources, and life will be used. There will always be someone else trying to pull on you, and you have to give yourself permission to make your goals and your priorities a priority. No one else is going to come along and give you that permission. And if you need someone to give you that permission, I'm going to give you that permission right now, okay? Because you've got to learn to be okay with not making others happy all the time, and because your responsibility is to your health, your family, and your goals. And it also cannot be made to make someone else happy all the time. So you got to know, like right now, my responsibility is to my health, my responsibilities to my family, and to my goals. That is what is most important. And really getting your health in order will really allow you to better adapt and handle stress. And some of you simply cannot handle stress, not because you're weak, but because your hormones are out of whack. There's things that need to be addressed. Delegation is really important here. So one thing that I do is I look at everything that I've got to get done each day, and then I ask myself, where can I ask for help? Where can I ask for support? A very important question. A question many, many years ago, I would have been way too prideful to ask myself because I can do everything by myself. I can get it all done, and always been super independent and very efficient and things like that. But we have to allow ourselves to be supported by the people in our lives and allow them to come in and help us. So delegation is a huge stress buster. And then get in your lane. So comparison is the thief of joy, okay? And I know that it's hard in this world with social media and all this glitz and glam and all these people doing all these different things. But when we compare ourselves to other people, it really puts a negative energy out there. And then we just attract more of this negativity into our lives. And we're not able to really stand in who we are. So I want you to know that you're on this earth for a very unique purpose, and that God has a purpose for your life, and just to focus on you, okay? And focus on all the gifts and talents that you have, okay? And have fun, all right? So I have this one on here because sometimes we forget to have fun. And if you're too tired to go out and do the things that you really enjoy and spend time with the people in your life, quality time with them, then you really do need to schedule a call with me, okay? Because we only have one life and we must live it well, okay? We are here just this one time. So I've got to feel good. You've got to feel good, okay? And we've got to really be able to invest in our well-being. So pick one item from this chat here, or not from the chat, put it in the chat, okay? And what are you going to implement this week? Oh, okay. I see you guys have already been doing it. Okay. So it sounds like a lot of boundaries, meditation, boundaries, more meditation, powerful habits. Yes. Walking. Absolutely. Get moving. Invest in my well-being. Absolutely. Have fun, set boundaries, building powerful habits. Get in my lane. Yes, Julie. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I love this. Yes, Countess, it is a sign. Yes, absolutely get that book. It's a good book. It's a good audio book, and it's a good, it's a hardback, but either way, it's a good read, and it's a good one to listen to as well. Delegation. Yes, I see some delegators in here. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, Mia, stop sleeping with the electronics. Absolutely. Yes. Asking for help for sure. Okay. All right. I love this. Okay. So how many of you found this content valuable? Yes, I see those hands going up. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. To be honest, an hour isn't nearly enough time to give you everything that you need to transform your life. I haven't even talked to you about the breakdown of your cycles, what kinds of foods you should eat with your cycles, your cervical fluid, what's normal, what's not, going into depth about setting boundaries and delegating things in your life, removing toxins from your home, how to read labels at the grocery store. But let me ask you a question. How many of you would be interested in addressing your hormonal issues for good? Yes, I see those hands going up. Awesome. Yes. You came to the webinar looking for a solution, which is why I created a comprehensive solution for you to gain progress and momentum towards really getting your health and your life back. So here it is. It's my discovery call. It's my initial consultation. Okay. So if you're at a place where I'm like, you're saying, I want to lose weight, balance my hormones, have more energy, resolve digestion issues. If you have fibroids, PCOS, if you already had a hysterectomy and you're still experiencing awful symptoms, then your next step is to schedule a call with me. So what's included in my discovery call? Okay. So a discovery call, it's going to have questionnaires. We're going to have a full consultation regarding those questionnaires, detailed health history, a lifestyle and nutritional review, root cause analysis. So we're going to look at the top areas, okay? Usually the top 3 areas that are really holding you back. Lab recommendations if needed, and then lab interpretation. So what that is if you have any labs that you've recently had performed on you, upload those into the portal and I'll review those labs during the call, okay? Because your other doctor may have said they were normal and they're not, and I can look at them from a different perspective. And then I'm gonna review expectations for improvement and then any kind of personalized program recommendations as well. The investment for my consultation is $525. It also includes, for those of you here today, bonuses, the hormone starter kit, hormone boosting recipes, and these are recipes that you'll want to use again and again, and then my meditation audio. So it's something that I personally created. It's a beautiful meditation, visual, audio, and it really is focused on creating calmness, clarity, and confidence within your life. So I have a webinar offer for you today. You can see it here. It's instead of being $525, it is $197 for the consultation with me. So if you could receive a customized solution and strategy moving forward, could this potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars in the long run if you end up getting a serious disease? Many people spend tens of thousands of dollars on G-Wagons and Teslas and Lexuses and Hondas and Toyotas. I really don't care what you drive, but really investing in your health is the most important thing, okay? So me being able to invest in my health is what has allowed me to really enjoy that vehicle, enjoy that time with my family, enjoy that vacation. And it's the same for you, okay? Knowing exactly what's going on inside of your body and working with a doctor who has your best interest in mind is something that will really allow you to avoid failure and save money by bypassing mistakes. So listen, I don't want you to keep making the same mistakes again and again, starting a program, fingers crossed, hoping that it will work, then it doesn't. Or you quit because it's too hard, or worse yet, it just wasn't designed to fit you and your lifestyle and your body's needs in the first place. So I'm here for you so that you can avoid failure and hit your goals faster. So do not leave an avenue uncharted that may have actually changed everything for you. So this is an investment in yourself. The discovery call goals are to identify the root causes and barriers to health, create a personalized plan that will work, help you avoid, okay? I want you to avoid that trap of chronic illness. Also, provide you with drugs-free solutions that work and give you your life back, give you hope and clarity. So this is an investment in yourself. You reap what you sow, and when you invest in your health, money comes back to you. When you increase your energy, you increase your productivity. And when you increase your productivity, you increase your performance. So when you increase your performance, you increase your income generating possibility, and the money ends up coming back to you, not only in what you're able to produce, but also in what you're able to prevent. So think about all the money you're going to save by not getting these diseases and disorders, or by just getting rid of them in the first place. So I want you to look at your life 1 year from now. What would have to happen in your life, both professionally and personally, for you to be able to look back and be happy with the progress? What dangers do you need to avoid or eliminate from your life? What opportunities do you need to capture? What strengths do you need to capitalize on? What are you not doing now because you simply don't feel well? You want to be more advanced in your career or business, a better mother, a better partner, a better friend. You want to be making more money and have more impact on the world. You want to have more mental clarity, focus, energy, living in your purpose, feeling good in your clothes, not being held back by your health challenges, but rather liberated to do more, to help more, and to really have more freedom.
So I was blessed to have the opportunity to be coached by Dr. Alicia Newsome. And it was at a time in my life where I didn't even realize I needed coaching. I didn't even realize I was that far off from my goal. I didn't even realize, and because of that, I didn't have a plan on how to get there. And I always tell her that she changed my life because she made me think different in the area of finances. She made me see life much differently, and she made me understand that I could get to where I desired to be because she was able to share a story of progression. She was able to say, Nikki, I was there where you are, and this is where I am today, and you can do it too, and this is how you're going to do it. I love that she was able to help me understand that what I wanted to do was doable. And not only did she do that, she also gave me the tools that I needed to reach what I would call a place of success. I'm honored to have been coached by her and to continue to be coached by her. She's a wealth of knowledge, not only in the area of finances, but in the area of relationships, in the area of holistic wellness. She's been such a blessing to me in my life. And I suggest if you are looking for a coach and you're like me, you want someone who can show progression. You want someone who can say, listen, I was there and I got here, and this is how I do it, and you're going to do it too, and here are the tools to be able to do it. Dr. Alicia Newsome is your person. She's your coach if that's what you're looking for. Someone genuine, someone who has been there, someone who has done that, and someone who does not mind sharing what she did to get to where she needs to be. Dr. Alicia Newsome, look no further. She's going to be a blessing to you.
I always love hearing that testimonial. I just love it. Thank you, Nikki. Oh, it's going to play again. Let me hit the next button. Hold on. Okay. So here's the link. My team has dropped the link in the chat. Go ahead and click the link, okay? If you feel like that's me, I feel what you were saying, and I know that I need help and it's time to make a change, then your next step is to go ahead and schedule a call, okay? So click on the link. It's going to bring you to this page, and you're just going to put in your information, very simple. Click here to sign up. The next thing that pops up is my schedule. You're able to schedule a call with me. And you're also going to receive all your bonuses as well, okay? So the hormone starter kit, the guided meditation, and the recipes as well. So those will come to you in 2 separate emails. So I believe your income and legacy on this earth are directly impacted by your mind and your body performance and your vitality. So for me, having a miscarriage was a pivotal point in my life for me. I really hit this point of disgust with the current healthcare system or lack thereof. Healthcare providers not really listening or taking the time needed to listen and get to the root cause of health issues, not even really looking at lab work the way that it needed to be looked at. And I am on a mission to transform the lives of as many women as I can to become free of their health issues and truly understand their bodies so that they can be freed up to go out into the world, to give, to love, to serve, and to be with the people in their lives, to truly be able to show up in life and to feel alive. It is so important to me that you are educated and know the truth and be empowered in your health. I want you to be healthy, wealthy, and powerful. So if you're at a place of being done and ready for a change, schedule a call with me. You do not want to make the mistake that so many others have done by working with that one-size-fits-all approach that's symptom-based. And you really don't want to continue to have disappointments pop up and make costly mistakes that so many others have made. And it's really important to follow a process that's going to work, a proven system, and really be provided with step-by-step guidance. So I want you to avoid unnecessary surgeries and problems, avoid the terrible side effects of drugs. So schedule now. We have limited space. All right. And I just want you to take a moment and imagine what life will be like when you have more mental clarity and focus and you get more done in less time. Your hormones imbalances are no longer an issue. You are more creative and innovative. At the end of the day, you still have energy to work out, play with your kids, enjoy your hobbies. Imagine having the health to be a better leader, a better friend, a better parent or spouse, because the people in your life can really count on you. The people in your life can count on you to show up and have energy and to be present. Imagine being an example to your family and friends of what health really looks like. Imagine what life will be like when you go into your closet and you put on clothes and you feel good and you look amazing. Or you're more confident to start dating again or date the one that you're with. Imagine what it's like when you look in the mirror and you like what you see, you love it. You feel balanced emotionally, you're getting rest, you have more peace, you're more productive, you're making more money, you are more successful and admired by your peers, you're even more of a leader. So we can all agree that you're experiencing some hormonal imbalances. We can also agree that you want to get to the root cause and resolve your health issues, and you want to wake up, feel great, and have more energy and mental clarity. So if that's you, then sign up. You have absolutely nothing to lose. And I see you guys are signing up. My watch, it goes off when people schedule consultations with me. So I see you, okay? And I'm here to help you. So you can definitely do nothing and still be in the same place next year. You can take medication to mask the symptoms, or you can get to the root cause, receive a customized solution and strategy that will totally transform your health and your life. So this is everything that's included with the discovery call here. And I want you to know that I started coaching because a friend of mine came to me and asked me to do it. I told her I wasn't taking any clients and I was really just focused on my other businesses and consulting. I offered to refer her to a colleague of mine. She said, no, I'll wait. You can do this. And I could have stayed my track and kept focusing on my corporate clients or other businesses and commercial real estate investment. But instead, I am here because this is absolutely the way that I must spend my life. I am here and I'm on a mission to create a space where women can ask questions, get answers, and truly understand their bodies and the information that they're learning. I personally cannot remain silent as we are continually fed confusing misinformation, and I must help as many women as possible. So every single month, we give birth to something powerful. Our cycles, our hormones, our bodies, they're all powerful tools that God gave us. Healthy women build healthy families and communities, and we are the leaders, and we are the ones that our families and our friends depend on, and we absolutely must take care of ourselves. And I am here to help you with that. And I'm totally committed to your breakthrough in your health and you achieving long-term sustainable results. I'm also committed to you creating a life that you absolutely love. So I'm at the end of my webinar here. Here's the offer for tonight. It's $197. And also for all webinar attendees, there's a Heal Your Body Blueprint. You can click on the link for that, and it gives you it's like an ebook of information going more in depth about what we talked about tonight, and more specifically around thyroid and things like that. So that is it. Thank you all very much. I see people are signing up. I look forward to meeting with you. I'm excited, and I will go ahead and take a look at the chat box and see if there's any questions here, okay? So I see there are some questions here. All right, so I have someone here that's saying, can you talk about fibroids and anemia? Absolutely. So with fibroids, so there's a few things with fibroids. Yes, An, you are more than welcome. Thank you. Thank you for attending. So with fibroids, so there's anemia because you're losing a lot of blood typically every month when you're bleeding from that. But even more importantly, when it comes to fibroids is an estrogen dominant condition, okay? Yes, okay, Countess. I keep thinking about it even though I say it correctly. I see that you're signing up now. I am excited to meet with you. Oh, I'm sorry, you sent that to me, not everyone. Okay, so I hope you don't mind that I said that out loud. All right, see you soon. All right, so back to fibroids. Okay, so fibroids are an estrogen dominant situation, okay? So your body has a whole lot of estrogen, and what happens is you have a lot of estrogen for a few reasons. There could be an issue with the metabolism of estrogen in the liver. There could be an overload of toxins in your body that are estrogen mimicking. You could also be reabsorbing estrogen in the gut. So a lot of my fibroids clients, they're not pooping regularly. They have other bloating, digestion issues going on. And we run a stool test to find out exactly what's going on so we can address it head on. But basically estrogen's now being reabsorbed in the gut and it goes back into the bloodstream. So we have to address the estrogen dominance issue, and that's where you go with fibroids, okay? And then of course address the anemia as well. But the anemia is just a side effect of having the fibroids, and the fibroids are really a side effect of the estrogen dominance, which then comes into why is the estrogen dominance happening there, okay? I hope that answered your question. So someone wants to know, would you suggest taking magnesium to help for overall health? I was told to take it to help with nerve pain, and I've read it's good to help with your sleep as well. Just want to know your thoughts. Magnesium is something that people typically here in America are usually very deficient in. So it does help with nerve, it helps with sleep. Magnesium citrate though is the one that's gonna maybe cause diarrhea, get things moving. But again, if you use it for that reason, know that it's usually not the lack of magnesium that has you not having normal bowel movements. We got to address the root cause. But that would kind of be a symptom-based approach with magnesium citrate. But yes, to answer your question though, magnesium in general is very good for your overall health. I enjoy Standard Process. They have a good magnesium. If you go on my Instagram page and create a full script account, there you can order magnesium through them. They also have a good just multi called Catalin, which is good as well. But yes, magnesium, a lot of people are deficient in it. And then it's also nice to just test. You know, we can test, don't guess, find out if you're deficient in magnesium or not. Stephanie, this, and I'll pull it back up to show you what's included for this, because I want to make sure that I'm super clear about that. So this is what's included with your discovery call. So it's my consultation, okay? It's an initial consultation. We're gonna very in depth. It's also an hour and 15 minutes. I think I should let you guys know that as well. So this isn't a quick, we're gonna hop on the phone or anything like that. It's an hour and 15-minute conversation that we're having where you're gonna be able to discuss your struggles, what's going on, receive recommendations, get to the root cause of the different issues. Thank you for that question. Stephanie also wants to know, if I sign up now, can we set the meeting up after I get all my blood work back? Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead and sign up now. If you know about when you'll get your blood work back, set it for that date. And then if it comes up where you haven't gotten it back yet, just bump it back, reschedule. Try to do it a couple days in advance, just so, you know, somebody else may want that appointment slot. But absolutely sign up and I will review all that blood work with you. So it's nice for you to have that handy and available so we can talk about that. It gives us a little bit more information. Shanta, can you talk about, she wants me to talk about PCOS and insulin resistance. Absolutely. So PCOS and insulin resistance. So there's a lot going on right now with social media and food shaming and then different, and I don't know if you guys see this at all. My feed is all like functional medicine doctors, but they're like going back and forth and things like that. So insulin resistance is a big part of PCOS. So insulin resistance, to begin, is an issue where your body's now become, the glucose that's in your blood is now becoming resistant. No longer able to pull that glucose, that sugar in your blood, into the cell, okay? So that's part of the issue. There's definitely a big metabolic component to it. And then there's the part that basically turns on your ovaries and tells your ovaries to basically produce more testosterone within your body as well. And then also your ovaries, you're having spikes in LH, but then you're never ovulating. So the main thing to do with PCOS is, yes, absolutely balance blood sugar. That's important. Looking at fasting insulin is where you're really going to know if that's happening or not. So that's important. And then also detoxing. And this is where I think that a lot of times it's not talked about. It's really important to detox those excess androgens and estrogens out of the body, and not have those recirculating, and address the gut, address the liver, address what's going on with the brain too. Sometimes there's an issue with what they call the HPO axis. So we look at what's going on with the hypothalamus, how the hypothalamus, which is how's that speaking to the pituitary gland, and then how's that speaking to the ovaries, okay? So very, very important. Insulin resistance, to answer your question, is very tightly woven into PCOS. So it is important to, that's one component of addressing PCOS. Monique, what kind of blood work should we request before we do a consultation with you? Typically what they'll do, like just in a regular visit, is your cholesterol, your glucose, hemoglobin A1C, and then like a CMP and CBC, which is all like your liver and your kidney and like your blood cells, those types of things. The things that I would like them to look at further, which a lot of times, I mean, I have a nurse practitioner that I was working with earlier this week during our consultation. Just afterwards, she was like, I'm going to try to get some of this blood work, have her doctor go ahead and order, and maybe insurance. And then her doctor was like asking me what code she needs to use for diagnoses and all this stuff. So sometimes they don't know what to bill, but if they could get you fasting insulin, I would really appreciate that. That's going to give us, like if there was one, fasting insulin would be nice to have, as well as with your thyroid. A lot of times they only look at TSH. I see you guys signing up. I'm excited to be working with you guys. So a lot of times with TSH, that's the only one that they look at for thyroid. If they could run free T3 and free T4, that would be nice, and even reverse T3. If I could just wiggle those out of them, that would be good. And if not, then we can always I can order the blood work for you as well. But that would be great if they could, and I'm just trying to narrow it down, because a lot of times they don't know why we're running it, because oftentimes in the medical community, the blood work is run to get a diagnosis, to then provide a drug. It's not run, I'm looking at it from preventative measures. And then remember, Medicare's made these rules that they don't cover things that are preventative, okay? So when they look at that, they're like, well, we prescribe thyroid medication based on TSH. Why would we look at these other markers? Like they can see them on the lab requisition, but they don't mean anything to them. And for me, for thyroid, for instance, TSH doesn't really give us much information, and you really should not prescribe medication based off of it, because it's going up and down based on what's going on in the body. So for instance, TSH tells the thyroid, TSH is produced by the pituitary gland, and it tells the thyroid to produce T4. T4 is then converted to T3 in the gut and the liver. So if it's not converting because there's a gut or liver issue, TSH is going to go up like, hey, okay, we need some more T4, and it's going to keep telling the body, the thyroid, to produce T4 because it's trying to get T3, when really the issue is in the gut and the liver. But there's no medications for that. We got to address the gut and liver. So anyways, so hopefully I answered your question, okay? So free T3, free T4, reverse T3, and fasting insulin. If I could get that, that would give me a world of information, along with like cholesterol panels and the regular stuff that they run. If they could do vitamin D, that one would be good too. Iron, That would be good. And I look forward to working with you, Monique. Okay, Stephanie, go ahead. Okay, you said that you already booked. So there's some times that I could probably open up on my calendar, and I am excited about the baby. Yes. And for any of you, if you have a spouse or a partner that our health is important, and it's important for us to have the people in our lives that matter most to us next to us while we are in this journey here. So yes, absolutely. I would love if your husband is on board and on this consultation as well. And I'll tell you too, I'm pregnant too. So I understand that journey of trying to conceive and being able to conceive and all the steps leading up to it. So I'm actually going to have a webinar. I haven't released anything about it, but it will be sometime in August about, it will only be on fertility. Yes, thank you for all the congratulations. So yes, I'm excited for you, Stephanie. So just shoot me an email and then we'll work something out. Okay, Stephanie, we'll get it all worked out so that he can be there with you. Okay. Awesome. I'm excited. Perfect. All right, Shell, do you think someone with PCOS can have a child? I was told earlier in my diagnosis that I would not be able to have kids because of it. And I'm sorry that you were told that lie. Okay. Women that have PCOS, have struggled with PCOS, can absolutely have children. We've got to get you ovulating. We've got to get you to full ovulation. We've got to address any kind of insulin resistance. We've got to detox excess androgens and things from the body. We've got to address the gut, but absolutely. And I was diagnosed with that as well, with PCOS. And I'm like, what? So yes, absolutely. These things can be addressed. And I know that having a baby is so important to you. And for those of you that are wanting to have children, I want you to know you're my client, but your baby's my client too, okay? Because I want you to have a happy pregnancy, healthy pregnancy, and I want you to have a happy, healthy baby, okay? And there's lots of things that we can do to prep the body to make this something that is much more enjoyable, okay? And a much easier experience. So I'm sorry, there's just so much misinformation out there with PCOS and fibroids. And it's really because if they're gonna stick you on the pill, if you have PCOS, to quote unquote regulate your periods, which is really just putting you in menopause. So then when you want to come off, your body hasn't even been, functioning and doing things, but absolutely. Okay, so let me see, any more questions here? Oops, hold on, I lost my screen. All right, Valerie, taking tranexamic to stop bleeding, it's not helping. Yeah, it's not helping. Yeah. Is this safe? Okay, so because I'm not allowed to, some things I can't say, let's just look it up, okay? So let me see. We're going to Google it and we're just gonna look at it together, and I'm just gonna show you what's on here, okay? So I spent many years working in clinical research and working on drug trials to get drugs to the market, believe it or not. But it paid the bills and I was able to take care of my kids and do what I needed to do for the time being, okay? So please don't judge me. But what I learned and what I saw was there's a lot of things that go on. And when they start having to list these side effects here, so tranexamic, causes side effects, nausea, diarrhea, stomach issues. Those are things that we as doctors on trials, or the doctors that were on this trial, would say when their patients came in, yeah, that's due to the drug. So those things get listed along with these other things, you know, the vomiting, the chills, the fever, severe headaches, throbbing, backaches, joint pains. And we can even, I mean, you can just look up the manufacturer of it, you know, and go to their label specifically, or packet insert. If you guys ever want to know like what actually comes with the drug, and maybe you had it and you know, you get your prescription and then you just throw that away. It has all this information on it here, and you can come and it goes through all the indications, and then, well, this one's really long, but all the adverse reactions and things like that. So I hope that answers your question a little bit. And you've got to think, when I'm taking something like, and it's causing me to throw up or chills or joint pains, like what's it doing in my body? For me, I was taking medications that were depleting my body of vital nutrients. So even though it wasn't doing like drastic things, it was creating long-term issues for me, because at the time I wasn't aware that my body's being depleted of nutrients that it needs because of these medications. And that's another thing that's like super, I know I'm not a big fan of Google, like just starting to Google things, but you can Google what side effects or what nutrients are depleted. And let's see if there are any nutrients that are depleted. It's not bringing this one up, but usually Kaiser Permanente. Now it's bringing up all these other things like antacids and opioids and antidepressants and blood pressure medications, but there's tons of charts on like what's depleting vitamin deficiencies and things like that. B12 deficiencies, it really affects our body. So I have a pharmacist that I work with. Actually, I have a lot of pharmacists, nurse practitioners, doctors, and they come to me because they know, you know, they know there's something off in the world that they're still living in. And then I like lure them in, like, come on over to functional medicine where you can really help people. But my favorite thing is my clients getting results. And this is a client that this past week, we were like, okay, let's go ahead. And I added in some different herbs and herbal formulas for her bleeding. So she bleeds about 9 days when her periods come. And she had texted me the other night. Yes, my clients text me. So she texted me because I want to know how you're doing. Okay. So this is like a partnership and a journey. So she let me know, she's like, okay, I am excited and skeptical all at the same time, like, because her bleeding had, I mean, stopped a whole lot because of this. So she was like, normally day 2 and 3 is super heavy. So she was on day 3 and it hadn't even come in the mail, the rest of the stuff. There was like 2 things we were adding in, combo things. And I told her, I said, yes, because those herbs and all those good things for our bodies, a lot of times medications are manufactured in laboratories to try to mimic the same mechanism, the action that it's trying to take. I can't even talk. It's there to mimic it. And they have all kinds of other side effects, but then also, then you're told no herbs, you know, leave this stuff alone. And that's not the only thing that I use. We're getting to the root cause of things with digestion and liver and detox and things like that. But she's like, you're absolutely right. And she's like, we're taught to distrust these things. So yeah, she had tried other things and she said that she was close to even trying to, you know, because she knows all the medications and stuff. And I don't remember which one she was talking about, but anyways, I'm going off on a rant now about medications, but I love it. Okay. I love that there's alternatives, and I hate that it's suppressed, that information. I hope that answered your question. And I hope I was able to answer about, is it safe or not? All medications, I can say this, all medications are toxic to some level and to some degree. Lavanda, can we go on our own and request blood work? There are some places like Sonora Quest here. I see you guys are still signing up. I see you. So there are some places like Sonora Quest. That's what's here. There's like LabCorp, Quest Diagnostic. Some of them have where you can just order the blood work yourself. Now they may not have everything that I mentioned, but like the CMP, the CBC, their basic lab work, usually what they'll let you order would be great for you to order. So yeah, you can go and then you can just self-pay and walk in and get it usually. Shanta, how far back will you accept the blood work? So blood work, we can look at it about 3 to 6 months back. It gives us some good history. If you do have further back, then that also look at it. But its relevance as far as like what's going on right now in this moment, 3 to 6 months about. Whew. Okay, Valerie, 4 months of bleeding. Oh, I am so sorry. I know for myself, my bleeding was very heavy where I was bleeding through my clothes. I'd have to wear Depends like to bed because I could put on 2 pads, super tampons, and I would still bleed through the sheets and all kinds of things. So I'm so sorry that you are bleeding the way that you are, but it is completely possible to stop the bleeding, address the blood loss, the anemia, those types of things, but really address like why you're continually bleeding and get that normalized. All right, I'm going to, did my chat box disappear? Oh, here it is. Hold on, my screen got smaller when I shared this screen over here. All right, Keisha, I have blood pressure. I lost weight and it's still high. My doctor upped my meds and upped your meds and told you that it's hereditary and I would not be able to get off medication. Is there a way to regulate my blood pressure without medication? Absolutely. There is absolutely ways to address your blood pressure without medication. And the thing about blood pressure, it's very tightly interwoven with adrenal glands and the regulation there and electrolytes and things like that. So that's an important place to look and see what's going on there. Lifestyle is important as well. It sounds like you've lost some weight. Congratulations. And then I'm just wondering too, why are they upping the meds? Like, did the blood pressure go up? And there's some pharmacists that already kind of do what I do. And I was in a meeting, it was a few months ago with a bunch of doctors, and one of them, he's trying to leave the pharmaceutical realm. And what he shared with us was that doctors, when it comes to these metabolic syndromes, so high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, when you come in, and sometimes people will go in and then the numbers may have gone down, they may have stayed the same, but then they give you another medication. And oftentimes they give you more than just the one new medication, they'll give you a couple more. What he has to do as a pharmacist on his end, if doctors, like there's batteries of medications that they have to prescribe, and so they can't just give you one, they've got to give you 3. And if they don't, the pharmacist has to call the doctor's office and ask them why they did not give all these other medications along with it, and then document it as to why. So their hands are getting really tied in what they're able to do. And then just the knowledge base, because you got to think that just where's the funding coming from and where's the education coming from. So even when they go get continuing education, it's coming from the meetings are sponsored by pharmaceutical companies and reps coming into the office or meeting via Zoom saying, oh, this drug does this and that and everything like that. And you begin to believe that this is the only way, but there are absolutely other ways. because our bodies were created to heal themselves. So if you get a cut on your hand, you don't need Neosporin, you know? And I'm not saying to just go off your blood pressure medication at all. I'm not saying that at all. Blood pressure medication is definitely one of those ones that when you do go off, you want to teeter off and you want to do it under the direction of a physician, okay? But in general, your body is created to be able to heal itself. If you have a cut, your body is able to heal that cut. It's able to produce all the platelets and everything needed to heal if it's working and functioning properly. And a lot of times we just have to give our bodies the things that it needs and remove the things that is no longer serving us. So that's what I have to say about that. All right, I'm going to check the chat over here. Oh my goodness, Stephanie, I am just seeing what you wrote in this chat, and I am so sorry that this doctor said this to you. That is so insensitive and so wrong on so many levels. I am so sorry that this is what was told to you. And I understand that loss as well. I am, I am so sorry. That is wrong on so many levels. It's just being not the truth and just insensitive all at the same time. All right, Coco Rhodes says, hey doc, can you talk about hyperplasia and endometriosis? You're welcome, Stephanie. Absolutely. So endometriosis is very similar in the cases like fibroids. So what you have with endometriosis is it's also an estrogen dominant issue. So you have cells that are growing in places that it should not grow. And really, so I worked and managed a trial specifically on endometriosis, and one of the popular drugs that's on the market for that. And that's all that drug did was block estrogen, like literally blocked estrogen. And then they had to give you an add back because you need estrogen, just not too much of it because you need it for bone loss. So the drug created all types of like deterioration in bones, and everybody had to get DEXA scans all the time and things like that. But this is what frustrates me. It's like, you know, to block estrogen, but then why wouldn't we just deal with the estrogen in the body in the first place? You know, so we have to deal with that excess estrogen, not just shut off your estrogen in your body. So the ways to do that is address toxins as far as like estrogen mimicking toxins in the body. Address, is your liver metabolizing estrogens properly? And then also in the gut. So is your body reabsorbing estrogen? So is there a gut issue that's causing you to reabsorb estrogens and it goes back into the bloodstream, which creates an estrogen dominance issue, which thus creates this issue with the hyperplasia, the overgrowth, the endometriosis, and all of that. Samantha, as far as the T4, the important thing to get for the lab work is TSH, free T3, and free T4. T4 is another one. It just lets us know like the stored form of T4 in the body. But yeah, Google can take you down a really rocky road there with not, you know, and then oftentimes the other thing about normal, which happens a lot, is, for instance, ferritin. Ferritin's a marker that I look at, and the lab will say that normal is anywhere between 13 and 130. So they're saying your levels could be all the way down at 13 or all the way at 130, and that's normal. That's where you get like, you're like, I feel like crap, and the doctor says that my labs are normal, but I know something's wrong. That's because these reference ranges are created. Every lab in America has their own reference ranges of what's normal, and it's based on the averages of the people that come to that specific lab. So when I look at labs, I'm looking at what is optimal, something that's based on science and research and where you should really be. And that range is much tighter and much smaller. And when you're out of this range, here we can see, okay, you're trending towards diabetes, you're trending towards iron deficiency anemia. Oh, there's a B6 issue. You know, there's all these different issues that we can look at. Cholesterol, you know, just all types of things. And the thing with cholesterol is now they're saying they want you under 200 to be normal. But when you look at the historical values of cholesterol, it has gone down over the decades as statin drugs have appeared on the market. So once those came out, then they started saying, no, normal's lower, 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 because once you're above that value, then they can say, oh, let's put you on the statin drug here. All right. Let me look and see if there's anything that I missed in the chat. Tina says, I'm excited to look at my body from a preventative view. My fiance and I are trying to conceive within the next year. Yes, absolutely. I'm excited for you too. Dr. Kayla, I don't order a basic hormone panel. I order a very comprehensive panel. So it looks at multiple metabolic cardiac risk markers. So I'm looking at all the cholesterol, the lipoproteins. I'm looking at inflammatory markers, not just HSCRP. I'm looking at MPO, PLCAC, homocysteine, sedimentation rate. There's several different things that I'm looking at. If you want, you can email me. Okay, Tina, it looks like something happened with your link. You paid, but then you lost the link, the scheduling link. Send me an email and I'll send that over to you. So what happens is you pay, and then after you pay, it brings up my scheduling pay. So her screen froze. So we'll check everything. And then Linda, actually tomorrow, she checks and makes sure that, because that happens sometimes with technology and things freezing up on us. So she checks and makes sure that everybody paid was able to get a consultation in the time that they wanted as well. So just email us. Cernetta, you are more than welcome. You are welcome for this. You're welcome, everyone. Don, go ahead and send me an email, okay? Jasmine, send me an email too. Okay, I think I saw everything. If I missed anything, I do apologize. Just put it down in the chat again. I'm going to head back to the bottom. It looks like there are 6 more messages down here. Okay, so the best thing, Tina, to do about estrogen dominance, adrenal fatigue, fibroids, and anemia, one is confirm that those are the issues. So I'm a big advocate of test, don't guess. Let's find out exactly what's going on in your body and then address those issues. It's important with estrogen to know where the dominance lies. There's different pathways. There's the 2-OH pathway, 4-OH pathway, and the 16-OH pathway that estrogen can basically metabolize down. One is like a DNA damage cancer pathway. The other one is more of like a fibroids type pathway. So that's why I think it's important. Like, I'm not a big advocate of just take DIM detox. I've done testing on people before that have fibroids and low estrogen. And if they, because of where they are as far as like getting closer to menopause, and giving that person DIM detox would really like affect them a lot if you did things like that. So really, I'm a big advocate of tests. Adrenal fatigue, like what stage of adrenal fatigue is it? You know, depending on what's going on, if it's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Some people are at adrenal exhaustion. Their cortisol is not giving them anything. With that, they may need some desiccated adrenal gland tissues. They may need different support than someone who has like okay adrenals and then they plummet throughout the day, versus someone who is their adrenals are pumping out way too much. You know, they're going to need something to help manage their adrenals and help bring down those cortisol levels. So it's hard to just give blanket advice. And that's really the one thing about working with me, is that we find out exactly what's going on with you specifically and inside of your body, and then be able to address it. Anemia, I like liquid irons, things like that, but you got to be careful because you don't want too much iron in your body, you know. So I hope that helps. I'm not really able to just give, you know, specifically, because it would be very customized what you would need to do depending on what's going on with the different pathways, testosterone, all those different things. Okay, let me see if I have any more questions here. Okay, Stephanie. Oh, you were saying about the 1.0 for your T4. So T4, a total T4 should optimally be between 6 and 11.9. It's low, but really that number in and of itself doesn't tell us why. We really need to see what's going on with TSH, free T3, free T4, and reverse T3. That would be really, really helpful. It just doesn't give any kind of, that alone doesn't tell us what's going on with the thyroid. Okay. And then, oh, that was Samantha. I'm sorry. Did I say someone else's name? Okay, I think I said Stephanie. I'm sorry, Samantha. I wish I had more information, but just T4 doesn't tell us anything. I don't even know why they just run it with TSH. Tina, so an endocrinologist is still going to take a very medical approach to your healthcare. A functional medicine doctor is going to take a much more root cause approach. Make sure that it's one that is also going to address your gut and liver, and not just address your symptoms with like herbs and different remedies, because you've got to address the root cause of things. And then this is what I do too. So I'm able to run and order any of these labs on you as well. So that's one thing that I do provide for people. After you schedule a consultation with me, if there's different labs, because I'm a big advocate, test, don't guess. Let's find out exactly what's going on in your body and let's resolve those issues. Okay, good. And I thought I saw another question pop up somewhere. Let me see. I think it's in the Q&A. Cernetta wants to know, if HPV has been around for years, why is it being promoted now more than ever? You know, that can be a whole, you know, sit down and let's have some coffee or some wine, or let's talk about that. That's a whole, and I like the way that you put promoted there in quotation marks. It's being promoted because it's the world that we live in, you know. It has been around forever. A lot of people have it. When that Gardasil vaccine came out, it covers 4 strands of HPV. 2 of them cause genital warts and 2 of them are linked to cervical cancer. And I'm not dismissing that at all. I have managed cervical cancer trials. I know that that can be very difficult and hard on people. But follow the money, follow the money. Samantha, no, I would have to do them after the call. The test after the call. You have to be under my care officially before I could do that. Have you scheduled with me, Samantha? Okay, all right. I'll see you soon. Okay. Other Tina here. Okay. Hi, Tina. Yeah, absolutely, Tina. She wants to know, would you recommend bringing the results from any fertility outside labs like Modern Fertility in addition to the regular doctor? Absolutely. Yep. Bring those, upload them. I'd love to look at them and discuss them with you. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. All righty. I think I've answered all the questions here. It is almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 7 o'clock almost on the West Coast. 9 o'clock for those of you in Houston and the Midwest area. So it has been wonderful meeting with you guys tonight. I hope that this webinar was very insightful and provided you with a lot of good information. For those of you that have scheduled with me, I'm excited to meet with you. For those of you that are still wondering, should I meet with Dr. Alicia? Yes. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's get you moving. I think right now in life, it's like, it's the time, like it is time for me to take care of my body. It is time for me to take care of my health. It's time for me to address these issues going on. It's time for me to get answers. It really is time. So yes, you are welcome. You are welcome. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening, everyone. And good night.